I'm so happy, I can't wait to meet you there. Sunday morning, it's every day for all I've got. I'm not sure, and just maybe I'm to blame for all I care. I'm not scared, light my candles in the days, 'cause I found God. Yeah, I'm so excited, I can't wait to meet you there. And I'm not sure, and just maybe I'm to blame for all I care. I'm so horny, let love fade. I'm so horny, that's okay. My will is good. Make up your mind, decide to walk around the late night, behind the late night, by my side, by my side. I can promise you, you'll stay as beautiful with dark hair and soft skin forever. So, how's it going, Mr. Conway? We get the designs off the camera. I I did notice that there was one company that has their modular building component thing so figured out that they too can make multiple story buildings. It's very impressive. You know, being well, I mean, I guess I couldn't assume that they're just humans limited to one lifetime of experience, because they are Chinese people, and for all I know, they've been raised to believe in reincarnation since birth and just been channeling ancient wisdom their whole lives. I don't know. But I will tell you this. Building a shelter for somebody else, building some fad purchase product, is a lot different than building a house that's going to keep value, that people are going to want to keep buying over the next century. And if people aren't going to want to keep buying it over the next century, then it's not worth building as a house, is it? And yeah, I'm sure in China there's a market for that kind of shit, but most people in most parts of the world, they want a house that looks and feels like a house, that when it breaks they can go to the Home Depot and whatever, the hardware store, the lumber yard, maybe even go outside and chop down a tree and be able to repair their house with wood. It should increase in value over time. Do you think foam building block houses are going to increase in value over time? How well did stucco work? Back when I was doing remodeling, the exteriors of most of the fucking McMansions were this foam. They would put the insulation on the outside of the house. It was supposed to be this great thing. You use little tiny wood sheathing, okay? Thin ass, like 3/11 sheathing, you know, like small thin sheathing, and then they would put this fucking foam on the outside, and then they would just put stucco on top of that, like concrete putty on top of that. And people doing it at the time thought it was good. You know? I mean, we were basically just becoming educated on, like, pollution and the chemistry of it and shit. You know? And most people thought, you know, you laminate foam, it's just going to stay together forever. You know, coming out of the 80s, laminating was a big thing. Well, they got their own laminator at that school. Oh. And in the 80s, some schools still had to send shit away to the county school board or whatever to get things laminated. What it turns out is that the stucco would absorb moisture, and then the cracks in between the foam, it would just go through that, and it would get the wood damp. But then that foam wouldn't allow enough drying to occur, okay? In addition to this, the wood being on the inside of the insulation would suffer condensation from being air conditioned, so you just have these lower levels of particle board sheathing just falling apart behind the foam, and the foam just rotting and falling apart in front of it. Yep, and the air inside the foam expands and contracts so much. That's a good thing to get good consideration too. Um, I was actually considering the process of how the mildew might break down foam. Consider this: the moisture in the foam expanding as the mold grows on the exterior, sealing that moisture inside, causing that moisture and air to expand inside of the foam, breaking it apart, even worse than just normal expansion and contraction would. So what you have is a permeation, and then a biological, organic sealing, basically, or at least constriction, and then the causing of the expansion to go and crack through the foam instead of out where it came. You know. That kind of explains why it breaks apart at those moldy points too, at the seams towards the bottom. You know what I mean? Huh. Right. It just like falls. It's like it's falling apart from the inside. So I think this internal drying system I've developed is the way to go. I've got a total of 12 geothermal vents in your standard size building, 40 foot by 40 foot. So basically the exterior four are on blowers to blow out the insides of the floor and the wall constantly, okay? Keeping that as your insulated layer, okay? Because you know what makes things insulative is the air pockets in them. The problem with free flowing air is that it convects, okay? But if you separate air, it tends to have temperature travel between it through conduction a lot slower, okay? But if you have a layer in between, say some plywood and some sheetrock, okay, outside and inside, and you keep that constantly dehumidified and have air flow through it, then the convection isn't a problem, because what it's doing is it's taking the heat from the outside and pushing it out of the house before it can get absorbed by the walls. And that way it's not, you know, eventually the heat overpowers your insulation and your insulation is hot too. It's the interior of the wall stays nice and cool or nice and warm, consistent temperature year round. And I just thought of this might actually help with expanding and contracting and the wear and tear that comes over time on a building. So not only are you reducing the mold exacerbation problem, uh, basically eliminating mold penetration, but then you're actually evening out the wear and tear over time. Hmm. Anyways, I am, instead of aggravating my wife to expand the network to all of her friends, like, dude, just sheriffs and lawyers and judges, oh my, okay, like business people, court courthouse people. But I don't want to have her stress back at me. So what I've been doing is I've been putting like financial advice people, talking about how to pay off debt and how to get into your house and all kinds of stuff like that. Guy talking about how if you're in debt, his advice for you on what car you should get is you go and get the cheapest little old lady's former car from 20 years ago, the car that time forgot. You go and find the car that time forgot, a car that is so ugly it needs a name. You know? That's what he said. It's fucking hilarious. Dave Ramsey. Interesting guy. Well, you do that, and you just save up the money that you would spend on payments and whatnot. Because, you know, it may be ugly, it may have fucking ratted ass paint, ratted ass interior. Yeah. But the mechanics. He said he had a friend, actually one of the people that worked there, just a few years ago, found a 1994 Plymouth Grenada with just everything peeling on it. But 16,000 original miles. Just been sitting in a garage. Some little old lady drove it to the grocery store once a week or so, whatever, you know. And she died, and it was an estate sale, and he got this fucking old hoopty. 16,000 miles on it, man. All you gotta do is flush all the fluids, change the oil, change the transmission fluid, and if there's no cracking on the rubber, you're good, you know? Sure it needed a new battery, but, you know, a little old lady, they probably had it maintained anyways. Like there's one thing that a little old gets over and over again is the battery. Because of the short trips and the infrequent driving, they go through batteries like a lot. Anyway. But you go and you get a fucking $500 car that people will just look at you like, but your wallet is just sitting there getting fatter and fatter. And then, after you get out of debt and fucking have some sort of financial plan, you got your emergency fund and all that good stuff that they talk about with successfulness and whatnot. Then you go and you pay, instead of $500, you pay $5,000 for a car. And continue to invest. Continue to pay off your debt. And not until you get your house paid for, basically, do you go and get a brand new car. And that's sound advice right there, man. Like, I can't even imagine how fucked we would be if we had car notes to pay. I drive a 26-year-old Honda Accord. And chances are it will whoop the shit out of your brand new car. In a straight line and around corners. And I still get great gas mileage. But that's because, you know, I paid $200 for this car, had a blown motor in it, spent about $2,500 getting it running right. And now it's a brand new fucking 93 Accord with a Prelude motor in it. Good times. The body weighs 200 pounds less than the Prelude with the H22 VTEC, and it weighs 400 pounds less than the donor car that this motor actually came out of, which was an Accord touring car, the Accord SIR from Japan. That Accord had a 14.2 second quarter mile. The reason why Ford lobbied to have it banned from being imported was due to the anti-competitiveness. Honda was being so damn good at what they do, basically Ford couldn't keep up. They had a Mustang with a V8, 2 doors, 17 miles per gallon on the highway, if it's running right. Its quarter mile time was 14.1 seconds. 4-door Honda sedan, they got 31 miles to the gallon, 14.2 seconds, quarter mile. So you're missing rear seats, gas mileage, suspension and brakes, all for a tenth of a second on the quarter mile. Huh? Right, that old Mustang weighed a shit ton. 3,500 fucking pounds, dry weight. Whereas the Honda Accord's more like 2,400, 2,600. 2,600 for like a for an SIR model. 2134 is what mine weighs. Probably, 2250 with the shit in it. But they usually weigh about 2,500 pounds. Your Civics usually weigh about 2,200 pounds. Older Civics weigh just under 2,000 pounds. Older Accords weigh just over 2,000 pounds. Sorry, I don't know how to translate it into kilograms. Actually, well, when it comes to car weights, that's one of the things I kind of do. It'd be, what was it, 1,200 kilos? The Mustang would be like 2,800 kilos or something, I think. Up to 3,400 kilos, which means they probably weigh up to 5,500 pounds. Oh, crap. I'm trying to remember. Gran Turismo does have it in kilos, so if I just try to remember the Gran Turismo numbers. But I mean, it's roughly, half. It's half and change. What is it, like 2.45 or some shit? Yeah. I forget, I should have that fucking memorized. As often as I deal with both. But I usually just estimate. And now I've forgotten what I fucking estimate by. I forgot what the multiplier is. It's like 2.38 or some shit like that. Almost 2.5. Oh man, can we talk about anything else but fucking some random photo of a Virginia Oh my god, the governor of Virginia has a photo that might look like he was racist? It's Virginia. I would just assume that there isn't a single Republican politician in Virginia that doesn't have a fucking photo that makes them look racist. But this weekend, we just gotta talk about this. Oh, and that's on top stories, of course. Nothing about Russia, because it's top stories. And YouTube doesn't want you to know about Russia. Their entire purpose as a company is to cover up fucking Russia. Anyway. So I was just telling us. I a little bit. I didn't want to be mean. It was an elderly lady, like 70 years old, elderly black lady. Okay. Bless her heart, she made it up my steps. I had to be nice to her. You know, she earned the right to see me by hobbling up them steps, man. Cause we got the little garden step stones, and we got fucking beams that you have to balance on to get over basically a moat of mud to get to my steps. And then the steps are, oh, not in the best shape. Very skittish. Very, very skittish. So much clutter in the background. Whatever. Right. Little fucking less distracting. There we go. Look at me, I'm all professional and studio-fied. So, this lady here, man. She was nice. She had her little part of Psalms where it says Jehovah is the Most High God. Actually, it says the person singing sings that Jehovah, you are the Most High God. Not really with the context, she's quoting it as something that affirms her faith. I told her that. I told her that Jehovah was the god of war, and she agreed with me without thinking what that meant. And I told her that I'm a Johannite. And she asked where we worship. And I told her that the Johannites were exterminated 1,000 years ago. And that the 144,000 that the Jehovah's Witnesses profess to be trying to gather are actually the Mandeans. There are 144,000 of them exactly, most of which are gathered on the river Jordan. And I told her that her religion was founded by a failed media mogul and is essentially one of the many different types of propaganda that has been helped destroying civilization for about 2,000 years now. She asked if she'd come visit again. And I said, yeah, if you want the truth, this might be the only place to find it. You see, I was the first one to be warning about the Russian takeover of our government. And I kind of just looked at her like, and where was your little god? But I didn't say it. I held back. I wasn't mean. Summer's gone, this day's great. Automatic, it's all the same. It's all the same. Me with open hand. Come to me with your hands held tight. Come to me with excuses. Come to me with excuses. out in a row. You wear me out, you wear me out. I was central, I had control, I lost my head. I need this, I need this. Paperweight, no garage, lemon tree, honey pie. Crazy, all the lovers had their turn. A hotline, a wanted ad. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. It's crazy what she could have had. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. I need this. It's crazy what she could have had. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. I need this. It's crazy what she could have had. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. I need this. It's crazy what she could have had. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. I need this. It's crazy what she could have had. It's crazy what she could have had. I need this. Dusk is dawn, is day. Where did it go? I've been laughing, fast and slow, moving in the still frame, howling at the moon. Morning found me laughing, laughing, up and down, low, 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 I skip the pound, love. It seems so simple and low. I like your hands, all for glory, all for glory. I skip about love. It seems so shallow and low. Low, low. You and me, we know about time. love. It seems so useless and like your hands, all for glory, all for glory. I haven't played that one in a while. Why are you doing this to me? Am I not living up to what I'm supposed to be? Why am I seething in this animosity? I think you owe me a great big apology. Terrible lie. Terrible lie. Terrible lie. Terrible lie. I really don't know what you mean. Seems like salvation comes only in my dreams. I feel my hatred grow all the more extreme. Can this world really be as sad as it seems? Terrible lie. Terrible lie. Terrible lie. Terrible lie. There's nothing left for me to hide. I lost my ignorance, purity, and pride. I'm all alone in this fucking world you must disguise. I believed your promises and lies. Double lie. Double lie. Double lie. Double lie. You make me throw it all away. I'm always left to think how many you'll be. I'm just gonna keep playing. Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails sounds good. Why not? My fears came true. Black and blue and broken bones, you left me out on my own. My little piggy needed something new. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care anymore. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care. There's a lot of things I hoped you could help me understand. What am I supposed to do? I lost my shit because of you. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care anymore. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care anymore. Nothing can stop me now, 'cause I don't care. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me. Nothing. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me now. Ah! My rhythm's off. I just like I don't have the oomph required. It's like there's some clearly definable oomph missing. Yeah, oomph. Ah. What other songs can I try to play that just weren't meant to play on an acoustic? As we basically just sit here and helplessly wait for the world to end. Oi, 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 oi. I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had $1,000,000, well, I'd spend it all if I could find that Hannah and that Sancho that she found. Well, I'd pop a cap in Sancho and I'd slap her hand. 'Cause I really wanna know, I mean, what I really wanna see, I can't define. Wait back and I'll make it. My soul will have to wait till I get back to find a Hannah of my own. Daddy's gonna wait for it all. I feel afraid, feel afraid, feel afraid. I got it somehow. Well, I swear that I really wanna know. I mean, what I really wanna say, yeah, I can't define. Wait back and I'll make it. My soul will have to wait till I get back to find a Hannah of my own. Daddy's gonna wait for it all. And I won't tick twice, and I won't stick that barrel straight down Sancho's throat. And when I say that I've got something for his punk ass, when I really want to know, what I really want to say, I can't define. Wait back and I'll make it. My soul will have to wait. Something like that. I don't fucking know. It's been way too long. I need to actually listen to that song and remember how it goes. Now there's a guitar solo that I won't even bother trying to play. And that dude played a style that I just can't seem to learn. The whole bebop, quick walk-up thing. That's a very flamingo-esque guitar playing he does. That's way beyond my skill level because it's way beyond my diligence as far as practicing goes. Anyways. Anyway, any requests? Low energy acoustic music theater. Do I know any songs from Oh Brother Where Art Thou? I don't think. I don't even like know Hakuna Matata. Oh, you know what? I've been forgetting to practice. No, I've been forgetting to practice what you call though. Now me and Kyle walking down this long, winding road till the shiny demon in the middle of the road. And he said, play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your soul. So me and Kyle, we looked at each other, and we each said, okay. So we played the first thing that came to our head. Just so happened to be, it's the best song in the world. It's the best song in the world. Look in my eyes and it's easy to see what one makes makes things destiny. Once every 5,000 years or so, the sun does shine, the moon does glow, just like gold. Needless to say, the beast was stunned. Whip crack with his winter tail, and the beast was done. And he asked us, be you angels? And we said, nay, we are but men. Rock on. Oh, no, this is not the song of the world. This is just a dream. Remember the greatest song of the world. This is just a dream. da da wiggle 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 ding da da walla walla bing bang chicha dong ding and da chicha dong smoke. The peculiar thing about it, the song we played on that fateful day, it doesn't even sound anything like this song. This is just a trick. You gotta believe me. I wish you were there. It's just a matter of opinion. Good God, you gotta be so surprised to find me down there. I'm happy right now. All right. Okay, I'm improving a little bit on that. It's a fucking fun song to play. How about that chorus line though? It's not carrying its own rhythm. Appreciate it. I think it could do a little better. Improvements there, a little more consistency. But fortunately for me, it's an easy song, kinda. It's definitely not that easy to time out the words. But you know, it's easier than playing Rage Against the Machine while you're fucking here. So, why can't I walk down the street full free of suggestion? Why can't I walk down the street free of suggestion? Is my body my only trait in the eyes of man? In the eyes of man. There is no reward in what you discover. You spent yourself, boy, watching me suffer. Suffer your words, suffer your eyes, suffer your hand, suffer your interpretation of what it is, what it is, what it is to be a man. I got some skin. Do you wanna look at? Well, I got some. Getting lost. Okay, so that's the other song. I was like just trying to cover these fucking songs a long time ago when I stopped playing, basically. And that one sounds like the other one that I actually want to fucking cover. That's easier to cover, but I don't remember that fucking song with it. So you better start believing just what you are. You can't be what you were. Time is now, it's running out, it's running out, it's running out. You can't be what you were. So you better start living the life that you're talking about. You can't be what you were. Time is now, it's running out, it's running out, it's running out. You can't be what you were. No movement, it portrays a bad mind. There's no movement, there's no movement, there's no movement, and a bad mouth. It portrays a bad mind. There's no movement, there's no movement, there's no movement, and a bad mouth. It portrays a bad mind. There's no movement, there's no movement, there's no movement, and a bad mouth. It portrays a bad mind.